Hello, my name is Harton Buatco. Let's get back to these issues. Section 1 of Article 12 sums up, this is in the Constitution po, the state shall provide, promote industrialization, and full employment based on sound agricultural development and agrarian reform through industries that make full, efficient use of human and natural resources and which are competitive in both domestic and foreign markets. However, the state shall protect Filipino enterprises against unfair foreign competition and trade practices. That sums it all, if only we have an industry to talk about and to take from. Obviously, we did in the 60s. It continued to default and get thinner and smaller until it became mothballed in the 80s. We should revive our industrialization, whether we like it or not. If not, at least for the agricultural sector and employment. Only through industrialization can we begin to hire in the hundreds, if not millions, of Filipinos who just require basic and menial jobs. With us, we've got Dr. Ted Mendoza. What's this, Dr. Ted? Pakita natin? Pakita natin. We can ask the camera to look into this. Sige, go ahead and explain.
Dito po sa sinimplify kong diagram, although it is also complicated, the framework on how we should pursue industrial policy. So marami ho siyang components. Nandyan ang policy natin sa science policy, technology policy, and then of course our innovation
Can you explain this graph, Dr. Ted?
Policy. So napakaliki yung kailangan natin na ano ang pulisiya natin kung simulan natin, kunyari, tingnan natin kaagad yung innovation. Ano na nga ba ang mga innovation na meron tayo ngayon na pwedeng pakinabangan? On the other hand, we have the Filipino Inventor Society na nagkukumahog. Ang dami nating magagaling na Pilipino. Nabanggit natin yung innovation na ginawa ni Dingle noon, yung sa tubig. Pinapatakbo niya yung sasakyan. So, anong nangyari po diyan? Okay? So, hindi natin napakinabangan kasi sinabi nila, hindi raw totoo yun. Okay? Nung ipaliwanag naman sa amin, my brother is also, magaling siya mag-tinker. Pag na-hydrolyze mo raw yung tubig, may hydronium ion. Yun ang magiging source. No? So, we have a lot of discoveries like fluorescent lamp, fluorescent in the doon po sa diagram na pinapakita ko, importante po ang gobyerno kasi siya ang magpo-provide ng stimulus dyan. Okay? In the United States, pag ikaw ay inventor, napatunayan mo, maganda yung invention mo, bibigyan ka ng pondo para i-replicate mo yan para matest, para magamit ng mas marami. Kasi if you are an inventor, kung, lalo na wala ka naman funding from the government, kasi ganyan ang Philippine Inventor Society. Na-develop mo yung isang prototype. Paano mo ngayon ipapatest sa marami para bilhin na nila? So, sa commercialization stage, yun po ang isa pang ring magastos. Okay? Pero ang mga universities natin, nandyan po ang maraming talents. Okay? Sleeping ang mga yan. Ang dami na rin nating mga PhDs. Although, nabanggit ko nga, ang ratio ng PhDs natin to millions of people, medyo mababa. Pero we are happy at least we have this core of people. Pero yung binibigay na R&D funds, super liit relative to other funding. So, paano sila magtatrabaho? Pumunta ka nga sa College of Engineering and then pinuntahan namin yung isang laboratory ng isang inventor na meron siyang more than 10,000 gadgets, no? Sabi ko, pupunta ka sa physics room, engineering room namin, laboratory, walang ganitong mga equipment. Bakit po ganun? So, ibig sabihin, hindi na ma-maximize yung talents natin. Okay? Paborito natin yung steel kasi we all import the iron bars and steel in other countries. Sabi nung isang fresh graduate na engineer, sabi niya, merong metal tayo na ginagamit na alloy sa paggawa ng steel para tumigas. And we rank 4 in the world ng mayroong ganung metal. And yet,
The resource, the actual
the
resource.
resource, yes. So, nandun po ang resource, hindi na ma-maximize yung resource, kundi hindi natin tinatangkilit yung talents natin. Kaya ngayon, ang data na tumaas na pala ng mga 25,000 scientists and personnels ang umaalis sa ating bansa yearly. Kasi wala silang employment dito. So, yung pinag-uusapan na naman natin kanina employment. Paano magkakaroon ng employment? Lahat na lang ng mga finished products, ng mga tools, equipment natin, binibili natin. Like for instance, yung isang kotse, a car is made up of more than 30,000 parts. So, each part would require manpower or labor. You just imagine the multiplier effect in the economy. So, yung mga ganon. And then, in terms of efficiency, nabanggit ninyo ngayon, ano ang ilalaban natin with this ASEAN integration na nandyan ang free trading, so on so forth. Wala nang protection ang mga industries natin because free tariff na. For instance, yung nabanggit ko na rin, ang sugar industry, sila ay nasa continuous boiling operation na sila eh. Tayo nasa batch pa lang. Ganon din sa pag-ferment ng ethanol. Tayo, ang na-master pa rin natin, yung dinatnan nila noon, batch fermentation. Sa mundo ngayon, it's continuous fermentation na.
Tuloy-tuloy na.
Tuloy-tuloy na. Kaya mataas ang efficiency ng kanilang fermentation. Mga ganon. And then, ano pa, you can name all. Bakit mataas ang presyo ng produkto natin sa market? Kasi nga, yung daan natin, sira-sira. Kasi nga, instead na railway, dinadaan natin ang ating mga produkto sa mga trucks na maliliit. So, walang economies of scale sa truck. Walang efficiency sa transport.
Now, whose fault is that we have reached this stage, this seeming road to perdition? Is it government or is it the capitalist, the Filipino capitalist, who does not want to invest in something more sustainable with a return even after 5, 10 years?
Kung ibabalik po ninyo sa figure kanina, no, pakibalik nga yung sa figure sa industrial policy. Pakibalik.
This one?
Yes.
The same picture again?
The same picture. Pakibalik siya. Doon po sa isang corner, sa left corner, binabanggit ko yung tri-partnership ng... Bakit hindi bumabalik?
It'll go on.
Okay.
Let's put it back here. We'll have the camera.
Yes.
There you go.
Yan. Doon sa left side po, on my, yung tri-partnership of industries, universities. This part. Pakipokus niya. Yung tri-partnership of industries, nawala.
Tama ba yan? Sa innovation?
No. Doon sa kaliwa.
Left side. The other side.
The other left. Kasi kami po ay left side dito eh. Di ba? Dito po.
Nagalaw eh.
Nagalaw ba? Oh, sorry for that. Ayusin ko po. Ayusin ko muna. Yun po. Kung kayo po ay mag-ano dito sa model na ito, tri-partnership of industries, universities, and government, ay lahat merong pagkukulang. Okay? Lahat po ay may pagkukulang. Kasi kami rin sa university, sabi nga namin, bakit ngayon lang kayo nagkakaroon ng ganito? So, kanina nga, nasa UP Diliman ako, sabi ko, tri-partnership. So, lahat ay involved. Sabi ng UP, University of the Philippines, National University, bakit walang sinasabing ganyan ng university? Okay? So, as a national university, UP has the role to provide analysis, policy recommendations to the national government. Parang gano'n, ano po? So,
kung pinakikinggan ng gobyerno.
That is assuming pinapakinggan ng gobyerno. Although, ang branding nga, pag ikaw ay hindi mag-isip na mainstream, isa kang subversibo, isa kang aktivista. No? So,
ikaw ba subversive? Ikaw ba aktivista?
Hindi ko po alam kung ano ang pananaw niyo sa akin. Hindi ko po tinitingnan na subversive itong mga ganitong idea kasi parang upon my research, my analysis, ito dapat isiwalat sa publiko. Okay? Kung bakit nagkakaganito ang bansa natin. Kasi inspirasyon ko po yung mga kabataan, yung mga susunod na henerasyon sa atin. Ano ang ipapamana natin kung meron pala kayong ganyan, bakit hindi nyo sinabi? Bakit hindi nyo sinulat? So, Yun po ay, ano ba yun? Sin of omission or sin of commission. So, yun po
I
ang ano.
think it's commission. Sin of commission.
Sin of commission. So, yun po. Kaya, yun na nga, kung hindi man natin nagawa yan, so, ano ba yun? Better late than never, no? So, namatay ang ating steel industry. Maraming istorya tayo dyan. Yung Men of Steel, meron silang documentation dyan. Bakit nangyari yon? Pero nandyan ang sinasabi nila, we need 20 million metric tons of iron and steel bar by 2020. Okay? Last year, ang sinasabi nila, 2012, we have imported 6 million tons. Ang anticipation nila this year is something like 8 million tons. Ganun na lang ba? Palagi na lang nating i-import yan, ang lahat ng requirement natin yan. Samantalang, nandyan naman po ang ating mina. Ganun.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we end this episode, what Dr. Ted has pointed out very clearly, in business terms, when you can identify a demand, normally most marketers will now invite capitalists, and because it has a given market, meaning it's proven it will generate an income. In this specific case, just the demand on steel alone, it's not necessarily obvious, it's already screaming at our faces. And the fact that we had it, meaning we can have it, we can manage it. In fact, there's a name for these people in the industrial zones called the Men of Steel. Now, studies have been made. It's not like we need to study it, as Malacanang likes to always say it, and the government agencies. It is obvious. The problem is, who should invest in these projects? Now, the problem is, these projects can take billions and billions and will not necessarily have a profit return in 1, 2, or 3 years. But given a 5, 6-year period, even a decade, it can only grow simply because there is a required and obvious demand. Kumbaga yung mga screwdriver po natin at mga pliers, mga martilyo, yung mga lagare, yan po gawa ng bakal. Yan pa ini-import pa natin. Hindi sana magawa na natin dito sa Pilipinas. Ang paggagawa ng railways para yung transportation, yung mga bawang galing sa norte, in one day, it is in Divisoria. Yung ganun ba, para umiikot, gumagalaw po ang ekonomiya. Hindi po tayo uunlad kung hindi natin maumpisahan ang paggagawa ng industry. Now, I shoot this problem back. Not just the government, but to you, the people. If you only knew, and now that you know, you can decide who among the presidentiables will promote industry. Now, as far as the capitalists in this country, we're not lacking. Ang dami po sa atin nagiging dollar billionaire, di ba? Padami ng padami yan sa Forbes list. Hindi kaya isa lang sa kanila maging patriot at mag-invest in a steel industry just so it can get it started. Don't look for a 1-2 year return on your money like in buildings, you sell it. Look for a 5-10 year return and you will be gratified. Only then can we begin to employ millions of people into the industry, because the outsourcing and the metastasization of this kind of industry is just unbelievable. We'll be right back with our recommendations, not necessarily criticism, to push forward for the next presidency sana. It's never too late. We have to industrialize. We'll be right back.